So what I thought I'd do today is a disassembly video of the Marlin 795. First we'll make sure we're safe. Nothing in the clip. Nothing in the chamber. Okay. So we got two screws here that hold the trigger housing on. We'll pull those off first. Okay. I think that's out. And there we go. And one is bigger than the other. The bigger one goes in the back. Just something to remember. And to pull this off, the slide release comes through the trigger housing here, and the magazine catch is kind of in the way. So you pull it a little bit rearward and then up to the side like that. Okay. From there, the stock should come right off. From there, we got to take the internals out. There's a plastic pin here. It might be, actually I think it might be metal. Anyway, plastic pin, we'll pull it out. Yeah, it's plastic. And this is kind of caught underneath of these pins up here in the front, so you just lift up and pull out. Like that. And the trickiest part to this is the bolt and the recoil spring. But to get it out, you can kind of just pull right here, pull back, and lift up. Comes right out. So we got our bolt, our recoil spring with guide rod, and we got the charging handle. Okay. And you can see where the charging handle goes. There's a little groove here on the bolt. Whoop, right there. So it's kind of a pain in the neck to get back in. Let's flip it around here because I'm right-handed. And you can see on the bolt there's a hole in the back where the recoil spring goes in. And then on the inside of the receiver here, there's a little notch where the guide rod sits, just like that. Now, the trick here is to not kink the spring. I actually did that one time. I don't think you can see where it is, but I took some needle nose pliers and basically fixed it, and it seems to shoot just fine after that. But I'll see if I can do this without kinking it again here for you guys. So we'll put that in the notch. And what I like to do is just hold the guide rod while we compress the spring. Make sure it gets in there. And once the guide rod is inside the bolt, you can just drop it right in. Just like that. You can pull it back a little bit here. There we are. Now to get the charging handle back in, some people put it in ahead of time. You can do that if you want. But I'll just go ahead and pull back. It naturally wants to lift up, and you just slide it right in there. Just like that. Alright, so that's good. And you can make sure this pulls it back. So we're good there. Next, stock goes back on. Or I'm sorry. Internals go back on. So this goes under the pins here, just like so. Slips down. Got that plastic pin that goes in. Push that in. And now the stock goes on. Duh. Just like that. And this can be a little tricky sometimes. There we go. Oh, make sure it's in there good. There we go. Alright. Put the trigger back on. And same thing, you gotta kinda like put it on sideways. And then I like to get the front in first and push it forward. Just like that. Alright. And then we got the screws. Big one in the back. Small one in the front. Tighten those down. And you don't want to over tighten these because we got some plastic here. You don't want to crack it, obviously. Just make sure they're nice and snug. Okay. Sorry, my hands are in the way. It's kind of difficult to do this and get it in camera at the same time. But anyway, we'll do a function check here. That looks good. We're going to make sure that both slide releases work. And, you know, I haven't seen too many guys talk about this. First, we'll check this obvious slide release. That looks good. But the charging handle also works as a slide release. If you pull it back and push the charging handle inward, it'll hold it back. And that renders this slide release inoperable. So to pull it back out, you pull the charging handle outwards and it'll release it. So then we'll do a trigger test just to make sure everything works. And this does have a magazine disconnect, guys, so the trigger won't be able to pull if there's no magazine in there. So safety off. Works. Pull it again. The bolt gets held back if there's no ammo in there. Release it. Pull the trigger. Good to go. Alright, so that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope this helped you out a little bit anyways, and be safe. Happy shooting.